far as us moving forward, Jordan's a professional, I'm a professional. We have a job to do. We both have experienced a lot of winning over the course of our lives, and we know what that takes. And so we're going to do just that. We had our conversations about what we need to do moving forward, and we're going to do that. We're not going to continue to hold on to the past. Doesn't mean, people don't have feelings towards what happened or a situation, but we do all have goals, individual goals, team goals, and we understand what needs to be done in order to reach those, and that's what's our focus. My general view of the future here is I'm here this year trying to win a championship. I have a contract that ranges through next year. If I so choose to pick up that option, and that is my view of how it'll be here. As far as what I think of a contract or an extension, we started the season. We started camp, and I spoke on that at the very beginning and said I don't think we'll do an extension. Quite frankly, that doesn't mean that I won't be back here. I just don't think we'll do an extension this year. I don't like to let contract drama linger, especially when it's involving me. We've seen LeBron James have contract situations. We've seen Steph Curry have contract situation, and they handle it, and they handle it the way it's supposed to be handled. My contract is what it is. I have 2 years left on my deal, including this year. And I am a Golden State Warrior trying to win another championship in this organization. That's what it is for me. That's not something that I'm going to harp on all year.
For more on Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors, we're joined by our reporter, Kendra Andrews. So, Kendra, now that Draymond is back, how is Golden State moving forward?
Yeah, Malika, well, like Draymond said, the Warriors don't want to hold on to the past. It's about going about business as usual, which is why Draymond is going to play tonight against the Denver Nuggets in their preseason finale. And he should play what a normal preseason load is for his caliber player. But I asked Draymond yesterday, look, how do you rebuild the trust with your team that you lost in order to move forward? And he said, I don't even think trust is the right word being used here. Instead, he said, it's about camaraderie, just making sure that we can get along and play together on the court. So then I asked him, well, how is that camaraderie right now? And he said, it's one of our strengths to our core, and it's not going to get shaken by an incident like what happened. But Malika, as far as a personal relationship with Jordan Poole goes off of the court moving forward, Draymond said, look, I have no idea. That's going to be up for Jordan to decide. And Malika, we have not spoken to Jordan Poole since before the altercation.
Kendra, thank you so much for joining us here on NBA Today. The Warriors, they have Klay and Draymond under contract only for a couple more seasons. You can see it here. Green can opt out after this upcoming year. However, Steph, he is signed all the way through 2026. So let's bring Zach, Chiney, and Perk back into this conversation. And Chiney, I think we've heard this sentiment a lot here, that we see this a lot. This isn't that uncommon. We see altercations, we see scuffles a lot, but not necessarily that have risen to this level. But you actually have experienced that.
Yeah, in hoops, shoves happen all the time. Even sometimes punches happen, but not to the level of the Draymond Green video that we saw. Like, that is very rare. And I was on a team where I saw a punch happen that was on the Draymond Green level. And I would like to first say that, like, the teammates that were too involved, I love them to death. Like, those are my people. But this is what happened thereafter. There was a punch that happened between two of my teammates. Immediately, the teammate that punched the person was sent home. Our team was reeling, and we had a team meeting where we all expressed our feelings. And similar to the Warriors, we said we don't want to be responsible in dictating a decision. We leave that to management. Now, that's when it comes down to two decisions. Do you care about basketball strategically because your job is to win championships for your team? Or do you care about the team morale and the standards that you set internally moving forward just as human beings? And in this instance, we went with basketball, meaning the player that did actually punch was arguably a better basketball player, and things reconciled down the road, but eventually one of those two parties got traded. And so it's very rare that you see that you can maintain a system of chemistry when something this jarring happens for a team. So when I look at this situation, the Warriors have one of those rare locker rooms where you feel like they can get through it, but at some point, I said, it's not the tide, it's not the huge wave of the move that happened and all the news and everything happening with Draymond Green. It's actually the ripple effects that when you're in game 70 and things aren't going your way, will this creep up and really bite you in the end?
Thank you for sharing that.
No, I agree. And look, to go a step further, think about this. When you go on the road, we talk about how emotional, right, Draymond is as a player, and Jordan Poole showed those same emotions. He's a passionate guy on the floor. He's a noise talker in a great way for us when he's going against other opponents. But when I'm thinking about the situation, listen, it's going to be hard for him to get his swagger back. It's going to be hard for him to go out there and be able to be the best version of himself, playing with that passion and talking noise to other opponents, because I'm telling you right now, Richard Jefferson is not the only petty person that played the NBA. It's pettiness all across the board. So Jordan is going to have to deal with this. We talked about this, I believe, earlier in the week when I talked about the families that's being involved. That's the key thing for me. I just want to know, how's that family locker room? Because the one thing I do know, the team that I was on that won the championship, we had a saying of Ubuntu, togetherness, and the togetherness was not just within the players. The togetherness was with the wives, the moms, the children. They did things together. And so when you start to think about those certain type of things, yes, we're waiting to see if Jordan Poole is really going to is he going to forgive Draymond Green? Nobody could be mad if he don't. But what about the parents? Are they going to forgive him? Is Jordan Poole, other family members, going to forgive him? How's that atmosphere going to be? That's the concern.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.